Hi guys, it's Mark Scott Zickrey, author of The Twilight Zone Companion, and this is your Twilight Zone Minute. How would you like to be invited to a party with Rod Serling? Well, that fantasy alone is really cool. But imagine if you went to a party and Rod Serling were there, and you told him an idea you had for a Twilight Zone story, and he bought it on the spot, pulled out his wallet, and paid you for it. Well, that's exactly what happened to Madeline Champion. She was at a party, and Rod Serling came, and she said, what if these three guys crash landed on what they thought was an asteroid and ... and I won't spoil the ending for you. And Rod pulled out his wallet, gave her $500, which was a lot of money back then, and that was the genesis of I Shot an Arrow into the Air. Now, interestingly enough, Rod recycled the title because when he was coming up with ideas for Twilight Zone pilots, he wrote one with that same exact title, I Shot an Arrow into the Air. It was an hour-long pilot. It was about an alien who comes to Earth and ultimately gets killed, and very much Christ's parable. And later he would cannibalize that plot. He would move it from America, put it in Mexico, and it was an episode called The Gift, which we'll get to eventually on these Twilight Zone minutes. But for this one, he just took the title and used Madeline Champion's idea. And, when you look at the Twilight Zone, the one thing you can comment upon is that Rod Serling's knowledge of astronomy, or at least the knowledge of astronomy presented in Twilight Zone, is extremely shaky. He'll talk about millions of miles when it's actually billions or trillions of miles. His asteroids have Earth-like gravity and atmosphere, which of course does not exist in our solar system as far as we know, and so forth. But that said, given the production logistics and requirements of the Twilight Zone, we're talking 1959, 1960, it's still great. So he'd already done a convict sentenced to solitary confinement on an asteroid in the Lonely, but now he returns to that notion with I Shot an Arrow into the Air. He has Dewey Martin, who had earlier appeared in the great Howard Hawks classic The Thing, and was a well-known, sort of actor, lower-level actor, movie actor, and also appeared on TV. So he stars Dewey Martin and Edward Binns, who was one of the very reliable character actors of that era. You would see him in a million TV shows. And the basic notion is that three astronauts go on a space flight. They crash on what they take to be an asteroid, and then, shit happens. It's very similar to another Twilight Zone episode called the Rip Van Winkle Caper, in which thieves fall out. And these guys aren't thieves, but one of them is of questionable morals, let us say. And but it's a wonderful, fun episode. Its twist ending is absolutely unforgettable and wonderful and inevitable, and it's a lot of fun. It's not one of the great episodes of the Twilight Zone, in my opinion, but certainly one of the fun ones and one of the good ones. And and we should also say that Twilight Zone in general had a much higher batting average than most television shows. I mean, even the worst episodes of the Twilight Zone, and we'll get to some of those eventually, are still entertaining, still fun to watch for all of their problems. So that's about it for now. As you may know, we're going to be launching a Kickstarter campaign where you can get over 100 Twilight Zone episodes delivered to your phone, 2 per week for a year. And these are commentaries that I have not done previously. They're not available anywhere else, not even on the Twilight Zone Blu-ray. And it will literally be like sitting and watching Twilight Zone episodes with me. And so go to twilightzonecommentary.com, and you can also win possibly win a signed copy of the Twilight Zone Companion for yourself. There's lots of other great Twilight Zone themed items that you can get. And that's it for now. So we will talk to you again real soon. Bye, guys.